On the sign language interpretation desk is Philista Adundo. My name is Brian Amuai. This is Lookuptv Weekend. Top stories tonight. On Lookuptv Weekend tonight.
Jumatatu, mimi naenda kuweka sahihi sheria mpya ambayo tumekubaliana na mahakama ya mambo ya housing.
President William Ruto to sign into law the new affordable housing levy bill after Parliament gave it a go. Also tonight,
we had meetings to look at the draft report.
As campaigns take shape ahead of the AU Commission chairperson elections, we give you an insight of what the coveted job entails. And
an estimated 2 billion people are affected by zoonotic diseases.
2 million people die globally from animal to human transmitted diseases. The zoonotic disease unit reveals. Engage us on our socials at Amuai Brian, that is on X at Lookuptv. The hashtag you're using tonight is Lookuptv Weekend. We are also live on Facebook and on YouTube, and we do welcome you to share your feedback with us. Tell us exactly where you are watching us from and what you think about the stories you're running today. And we'll be sampling some of it as we continue with the program tonight. Let's begin. Now, the affordable housing levy that was declared unconstitutional and stopped by the High Court is now back. Now, President William Ruto now says he will assent to the new affordable housing law on Monday next week after it successfully sailed through in both the National Assembly and the Senate. Now, the new law has been aligned with the dictates of the law and will compel all Kenyans, employed or not, to contribute to the affordable housing project. Henry Tende begins our bulletin with this particular story.
Very good.
The temporary reprieve enjoyed by Kenyans in regards to the housing levy deductions will come to an end this month. Starting next month, Kenyans will go back to paying the levy to fund one of President Ruto's flagship projects. This time round, all Kenyans, whether employed or not, will be obligated to contribute to the affordable housing program.
Jumatatu, mimi naenda kuweka sahihi sheria mpya ambayo tumekubaliana na mahakama ya mambo ya housing, kwa sababu we want to make sure that we do that which is going to change our country.
In January, the Court of Appeal stopped the collection of deductions from employed Kenyans, terming the affordable housing law unconstitutional. Parliament has since reviewed the law and aligned it with Constitution. All is clear for the head state to sign the revised law.
Sasa juzi tumemaliza mambo ya mpango wa sheria mpya ya affordable housing, na rais vile atangaza siku ya Jumatatu kwa majaliwa ya Mwenyezi Mungu atatia sahihi ili kazi ya affordable housing iendelee, vijana wa Chepalungu wapate ajira. Rais aweka sahihi ama asitie? Atie sahihi.
Housing is going to give us jobs for our young people. It's going to give us decent living conditions for our people of Kenya. It's going to assist us in making sure that we have land for food production. And it is also going to make sure that we grow our manufacturing sector, because many areas will contribute to housing.
In addition to the housing levy deductions, government will also look to raid earnings by Kenyans to fund the new national insurance program, the Social Health Insurance Fund that seeks to repeal the NHIF fund. Already, the Ministry of Health is in the process of operationalizing the CHIF program.
Nyinyi kama wananchi muanze kujipanga. Wizara itatangaza hivi karibuni vile nyinyi mutajisajili upya, ndio tuhakikisha kwamba kila mmoja wetu ako katika orodha ya wale wa Kenya ambao wakienda hospitali watatibiwa, tuko na bima, na tuhakikisha kwamba mambo ya afya isituletee matatizo tena na isiweke wananchi wengi katika hali ya umaskini.
Unajua rais aliingia pale akakuta matatizo mengi, akakuta madeni mlolongo, deni ya 9.8 trillion. Mnajua trillion? Iko ingine ilikuwa inaitwa Eurobond, mnyama amelipa juzi. Sasa amepanga kazi, amepanga imenyoroka, ako sasa hapa kusukuma maendeleo.
Even as voices of discontent continue to emanate from a section of Kenyans reeling from the effects of high taxation, President Ruto is upbeat his policies have reversed the dwindling economy and the country will start reaping the benefits soon. Henry Tende, Lookuptv.
Now, the race to replace Musa Mahamat Faki as the African Union Commission chairperson is taking shape, with azimio leader Raila Odinga being a front runner. Tonight, Stanley Lugaria gives us an insight of what the job entails and the pleasant packages that go with it.
Prime Cabinet Secretary Dr. Musalia Mudavadi attending the 22nd session of the General Council of the African Union in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, where the political issue of the succession of Musa Mahamat Faki has taken center stage, with the council pushing for East Africa to produce the next chairperson.
Nothing should really bar, and nothing bars the opportunity for Raila to become the candidate for the region, and God willing, the chair of the African Union Commission.
Will East Africa live to the dream come February 2025 elections for the top job?
The eligibility of the various regions to submit candidates for various positions. The East African region was recommended to provide candidates for the position of the chairperson.
Raila has got strong Pan-African credentials. Raila has seen both hot and cold, if I may use such terminology. And he has shown the capacity to bring people together and to reconcile.
With all roads seemingly cleared for Raila Odinga to take over the position, President William Ruto is at the forefront to ensure that the Premier Raila Odinga lands the lucrative job, as he continues to rally all African presidents to cast their vote in favor of Raila, 79 years old now. President Ruto and Raila have already met with some of the leaders from the region and continent at large, including President of Uganda Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, Paul Kagame of Rwanda, Samia Suluhu of Tanzania, Salva Kiir of South Sudan, and Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa, who have given their full support.
We have consulted as heads of state from the East African community together, and we have agreed to sponsor one candidate as East Africans.
However, there are still challenges in Raila securing the position, with opposition from fellow East African candidates who have declared intention to enter the race, including former Minister of Foreign Affairs of Somalia Fawzia Yusuf Adam, who is expected to present her credentials, as well as rumors of the former President of Tanzania Jakaya Kikwete considering the top post. Additionally, Musalia stated that the council has agreed that the northern zone of Africa will be given the responsibility of presenting candidates for the position of deputy chairperson, while the remaining areas, the central, southern and western, are required to present the position of the 6 committee members who will be selected to represent the commission.
The conversations by the PRC and by the Executive Council of Ministers has brought us much closer together. And I can say that it was literally 100% decision, but unanimous is good enough.
Raila Odinga, with expertise in political issues, despite running for the presidential position 5 times unsuccessfully, has served in various positions, including a member of the AUC Commission, supervising the infrastructure sector, Prime Minister during the shared government in Kenya, Energy Minister, as well as long-serving Lang'ata Member of Parliament.
Just watch this piece. I need to talk to many leaders across the continent, because you know that a candidate to be successful must get two-thirds physically.
The coveted AUC position is a diplomatic job with a salary of $15,576, approximately 2.14 million shillings monthly allowance, $250 for each child, 100% school fee payment for each child, or up to $15,000 per year if the school is in Europe or North America, and $6,000 in rent budget. The chairperson of the commission is often confused with the chairperson of the African Union, which is an annual cycle position between the presidents of the continent. The chairperson of the commission is like the chief executive officer, elected every 4 years and can run once more. The chairperson is also mandated with the management and finances of the commission and should also promote the goals of the AU as they strengthen its performance. Most important, to consult and coordinate with major stakeholders such as member countries, development partners, and regional economic blocs. Stanley Lugaria, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Now, the National Council of Churches of Kenya has called for honesty and transparency in the implementation of the National Dialogue Report. Addressing the media in Nakuru County, Bishop Peter Mwiruri has said there is need for citizens to get civic education for a clear understanding of the report. He further called for Kenyans to have access to printed copies of the report in both national languages, that is Swahili and English, for clear understanding.
We foresee serious repercussions that the analytical process will have on the Constitution of Kenya. We urge both proponents of the analytical process, the Kenya Kwanza government and the azimio wing to ensure that the Kenya participate have adequate time to read and understand the analytical proposals and bills. We call for honesty on the fundamentals of the article that the process will not be a scheme to benefit particular clique of people or community. There should be no tricks and schemes. It is our prayer that the article process will not be skewed for political interests of a particular political class or community. Further, we propose lowering the cost of reading must feature prominently in the process. A single insignificant clause in the article proposed sound rhetoric to the suffering of Kenyans. Take the article process proposals in both national language, English and Swahili version, for all Kenyans to read and be informed. Relevant government organs and stakeholders to fast track in resolving the historical and emerging land resource use contentions. Government ought to be part of the land problem. We call upon the community members to desist from invading and destroying properties and follow the rule of law. To address the process, particularly in the budget-making process, we commend the government for the ongoing fight against the illicit production and consumption, and we ask the government to strategize in its effort to sustain sustainable approach in ending the menace. Greatly compound the already existing challenges ailing the health sector. To resolve these issues, we recommend the government to honor its part of bargain and address the issues amicably favoring all stakeholders.
Now, Lugari Member of Parliament, that is Nabina Bwera, has launched a program to empower illicit brewers by starting businesses for them as they transition. Now, speaking during a funds disbursement exercise at Mufutu High School, Nabwera called for concerted efforts in the fight against illicit brew.
Najua msimamo wa serikali kuhusu ulevi na pombe haramu. Area hii. Chief, chunga hii ziende na wewe. Chunga iziende na wewe. Na wewe mzazi, nilisema hapa kama wewe unatengeneza pombe, ati usomeshe mtoto, niletee wewe mtoto nikusomeshe, wachana na pombe. Na nikasema wagemaji wote watengeneze makundi, na hiyo makundi ninawapatia pesa ya kufanya biashara mbadala. Mimi mwenyewe yale makundi ya kwanza 5 huko Mautuma niliyapatia pesa. Wiki kesho napatia zile za Chekalini na Lwandeti. Alafu mimi nikimalizana na wewe, uwezo inakuongeza pesa. Yani wewe unatengeneza chagaa, unaweka formalin hii ya kupreserve maiti. Alafu wewe mkunywaji hapa unakuja ukifunga macho, mjinga wewe. Unakunywa pombe vitu ya formalin. Ukweli ni huu. Hakuna ungwana wa ulevi. Hakuna degree ya mlevi. Ulevi inafupisha maisha, ulevi inakuharibia familia, ulevi inakuharibia afya, ulevi haikuwezeshi kusomesha mtoto.
Zuri, the students look very neat. Very neat.
Time to take a break. We'll be back in a moment.
Tere, mambo ni mawili, kufikisha, kumwaga na kurudi. Kulala ni mwaka mpya.
Bua muka we mse. Nini mbaya? Wewe kwani wani vile dereva anaendesha gari vibaya, lazima tususe. Anaendesha gari na kwa simu the whole time, hata angalia barabara. Wewe dereva wewe, mwaka iliyopita peke yake watu zaidi ya 1000 walipoteza maisha yao barabarani kwa sababu ya tabia kama hizo. Hautatuangamiza tukiona.
Naomba msamaha, nitampeleka vizuri.
Si wameomba msamaha. Sasa tuende tusafiri kwa mwendo wa aste.
Dere Smart hufikisha abiria salama. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na NTSA kwa ushirikiano na European Union.
University of Nairobi is a distinguished institution of higher learning dedicated to nurturing your intellectual curiosity and pushing the boundaries of knowledge. From state-of-the-art laboratories to modern libraries equipped with the latest resources, we provide you with the tools you need to succeed. Choose from a wide range of programs designed to prepare you for challenges of tomorrow's world. Whether in STEM, humanities, business, or the arts, our strong industry connections and career service support will help you translate your education into meaningful career opportunities upon graduation. Join a vibrant community of scholars from around the world, fostering cultural exchange, collaboration, and lifelong friendships. Book your space now for September intakes. Log in to https://www.uonbi.ac.ke for a wide range of courses to choose from. You can also contact +254 020 491 0000 or email us at pr@ounbi.ac.ke.
All right, thank you so much for staying with us. Residents of Oljoro and Olkalau have raised concern over donkey theft after a resident lost 4 donkeys that were later found slaughtered. Now they are now calling on the authorities to boost security measures, as Shamila Baraza now reports.
A string of mysterious donkey disappearances has left local farmers in Nyandara in fear. Most recently, a farmer in Gatima village lost 4 donkeys. The farmer Paul Maina says he heard his dogs barking aggressively only for him to find his 4 donkeys slaughtered 1 kilometer away from his home.
Kitu saa samba hivi umbo ikaanza kubweka. Wakati umbo ilianza kubweka nikakuta puda hakuna, ni kweli na singigi imekatwa. Sasa ni kuanza kutafuta hiyo shamba ya hiti. Kuanza kutafuta hizo punda.
Residents have lamented over the rising cases of donkey theft, noting that donkeys are the source of income for many in the region. They are now calling on police officers to intervene and bring the perpetrators to book.
Na hii kitendo imefanyika hapa kwa chaba yangu ni kitendo ya husuni sana. Polisi ifanye uchunguzi sana. Ipata hii watu. Ndio hii kitendo kama hii isirudi kupatikana hapa. Hii nyama inapelekwa kwa butchery. Hiyo wakati unaenda kwa butchery unauliza kama iko nyama tayari, hii ndio wanachukuaga. Hii nyama ndio inachamchagwa hapa.
Dr. Isaac Gachomba, a veterinary doctor, echoed the sentiments, saying livestock theft cases were alarming, adding that in most cases, donkeys are skinned and their skin is believed to be sold to Chinese markets at high prices. He has further warned residents to be vigilant when buying meat for consumption, as donkey meat is largely sold in the market.
I would like to urge the public, don't consume meat from unreliable sources. Don't consume meat that has not been inspected by the veterinary and public health officers, because we don't know whether they have taken this carcass. We are not sure whether they have taken it to Nyahuru or Naivasha or Nakuru.
Shamila Baraza, Lookuptv.
About 2 million people die globally each year from animal to human transmitted diseases, A report by the Zoonotic Disease Unit has revealed. Now, in a forum organized by VSF in Rumuruti, Laikipia, healthcare providers have been urged to consider one health approach in safeguarding the lives of people, livestock and the environment.
It is estimated that 2 billion people at the global level are affected by zoonotic diseases, and another 2 million people die from these diseases. According to Hadija Chepkorir, a veterinarian, the recent case of outbreak of anthrax in Murang'a, where a farmer lost 2 animals, each worth 200,000 Kenyan shillings, is a big loss considering the additional cost of milk production.
The global level, for instance, an estimated 2 billion people are affected by zoonotic diseases. Another estimated 2 million people die from these diseases. An example of the recent outbreak of anthrax in Murang'a, that particular farmer lost 2 animals. Each of those animals was worth 200,000. So that is 400,000 worth of the animal the person has lost. And we have not even put the cost in terms of milk production, because this farmer was selling milk.
Professor George Gitau from the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine at the University of Nairobi says that they have done 2 studies within East Africa, one in Kenya and another one in South Sudan, where they analyzed and skimmed over 1,500 samples collected, and they established that there is some degree of exposure to this very important infection. Gitau has urged the pastoral communities to be very cautious and to always work closely with the vet authorities.
During the deliberations, one of the things that was very clear and discussed is that zoonotic diseases are very important at the human livestock wildlife interface. We've done some 2 studies within East Africa, one in Kenya and another one in South Sudan, where we analyzed and screened over 1,500 samples that were collected. We established that there is some degree of exposure to this very important infection. So I would want to remind the communities that live close to animals, especially in the pastoral communities, to be very conscious about this.
Dr. Nasir Lekudere, a county executive health officer in Samburu County, says that they have faced challenges of people feeding on carcasses and having outbreaks of food poisoning as a result of that, hence the need to work as one team so as to address the issues, adding that they intend to work with the community health promoters to educate the public.
And in Samburu, we have faced some challenges, especially of people feeding on carcass. One of the things that as health we intend to do is to use our community health promoters, because those are guys who are taking care of the household, especially in terms of health education, disease prevention, and also the treatment at the community.
Maureen Nyakirario Bosire, Lookuptv.
The clergy has called on all citizens to play a role in fighting corruption in the country. Now speaking in Machakos, the Anglican Church of Kenya Bishop Joseph Mutungi said everyone has a voice and capacity to fight corruption. This and more in our county wrap.
Bishop of the Anglican Church Machakos Diocese Joseph Mutungi now wants the anti-corruption organizations in the country to take action in the war against corruption, raising fears that various government programs may fail if corruption is not eradicated.
These bribery issues is corruption, and I want to say that whoever is involved in that kind of life should face the law. It doesn't matter whether he's an administrator in the ward, doesn't matter whether he's a chief, doesn't matter whether he's a professional. Why should you ask for bribe? Even for the professors, students to pass the exam, when you know you have not even taken them through the program and you want a bribe just to make them pass. Others who are corrupt, let them face the law. Doesn't matter which position, according to me.
Elsewhere, following a prolonged outcry over the poor state of Kitengela Old Namanga Road, Kenya Urban Roads Authority Kura has embarked in rehabilitation of the road. The dusty, bumpy 9-kilometer road connects to several schools and estate and has been impassable during rainy seasons. Kura has now set aside 64 million to upgrade 1 kilometer of the road to tarmac and 8 kilometers said to be marammed.
The construction or building of the old Namanga Road. And we're extremely excited because this is a step for a long journey in the first 1 kilometer, and of course, and finish it in the next few months.
Finally, Siaya Governor James Orengo has flagged off seeds and fertilizers worth 54 million to farmers in the county. Orengo noted that apart from the contribution from the national government's kitty, his government has further procured 28 metric tons of maize seeds and another 55.56 metric tons of fertilizer, all at a cost of 54 million shillings for distribution to farmers.
Subsidies being flagged off today is 28 metric tons of maize seed and 35 and 55.56 metric tons of fertilizers, estimated at a cost of Kenya shillings 54 million. This brings our direct support to farmers to Kenya shillings 69 million.
Onesmus Msonye, Lookuptv.
Thank you so much for your time. This has been Look Up Weekend. A sign language interpreter has been Philista Adundo. Good night.
We value your feedback and welcome your complaints about our program